Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 14, Episode 9, Miracle at Miraval. So Episode 9 here begins with the ladies still sitting there after the yoga class. Vicki says, I don't think any of us wanted to hurt each other. And Kelly says, really? You didn't want to hurt me, but you're digging up dirt on me? And she walks out. Then we hear Shannon say, I just wanted this to be a healing retreat for everyone. Then we see 20 hours earlier, and it's when they all show up at the Miraval, and it's all smiles and happy, and they're all so hopeful. At least Shannon's hopeful. Then we see 18 hours earlier, and it's Shannon with the bowl on her head, and Kelly, dunk. Then 15 hours earlier, Shannon, my left eye is blurry, and I'm a little scared. Then 4 hours earlier, Kelly, when she had gone over to talk to Shannon, and she said, you think bringing Vicki over here is being my friend? Then 3 hours earlier, Gina and Emily fighting, and Gina saying, why were you in Vegas dancing burlesque for your father-in-law on your anniversary? Then we see Shannon in her confessional. I feel like this trip is an epic failure. You think? And now we're just back to like present time. Right after the yoga class, Kelly just walked out. Oh my God. Vicki, shut your mouth. Okay. Vicki says she's got a bad reputation because of her, not because of me. She can't even go to her daughter's school. Okay, the look on Shannon's face, she gets these slightly big eyes and this look again like, it was the same look she had when Vicki said in front of the cameras, I know something else about Kelly that's even worse, but I'm not saying what it is. And Shannon gives this look like, oh my God, are you seriously bringing this up while we're filming? She's got that same look again. This is playing out exactly like that night at Tortilla Republic. Vicki says something damaging yet vague about Kelly, even though she didn't say what. Saying that she knows something worse, that's not helpful. That's damaging. So she does that, and then Tamara finishes the job. Are you talking about the train? And right now, she says she can't even go to her daughter's school. And then Tamara says, what do you mean she can't go to her daughter's school? Thereby opening the door for her to explain the whole rumor, probably, on camera. Oh my God, these women are diabolical. It is like a well-oiled machine. Well, especially between Tamara and Vicki. Shannon, at this point at least, seems to just be an observer. But that Tres Amigas, whew, they are nasty. And Gina, girl, you better be careful getting close to them. So as I said, Tamara said, what do you mean she can't go to her daughter's school? And then Vicki, I don't know if it's still happening, but I know she couldn't go to her daughter's school for a while. So Emily is sitting there, and let's remember that Emily is an attorney. So Emily said, do you mean that legally she's not allowed to set foot on the premises of her daughter's school? Vicki, well, and then Tamara goes, do you know that for a fact, or did you just hear that? Schematics. It doesn't matter. Oh my God. I mean, listen, you know there's a part of me that is totally here for Vicki. Right? I mean, we need someone like her on the show. But, oh my God, it's just so evil. It is just such a, like, kicking someone when they're down kind of thing. The cocaine wasn't enough. The train wasn't enough. Now she's telling another story that she cannot confirm. It's crazy. And honestly, you know, Shannon and Tamara, how can you get behind that? That's not right. So yeah, Vicki doesn't want to talk about who told her or whether she just made it up right then and there. She's like, well, my daughter doesn't go to that school, but let's just move on. At the end of the day, I'm not the one that ruined Kelly's reputation. Kelly did. And everyone's just like staring at her like, truth of the matter is, Kelly's a hot mess. okay? And Kelly does enough to ruin her own reputation. She definitely does. She has done enough on camera to embarrass her daughter. She's done enough things in the past that were not helpful to her reputation. But Vicki, the things you're saying are really bad, and I can't imagine they're not hurting her reputation. They're not helping it. Okay, back at Villa 7, Kelly, Bronwyn, and Emily are talking, and Emily just got back from sitting at the yoga thing talking to the ladies after Kelly left. And she's like, well, wait till you hear what else was said after you left. And Kelly's like, what? And she said, Vicki said you weren't allowed on the premises of Jolie's school. And Kelly was, of course, very rational, and she said very calmly, I don't know where she would get that idea. That's ridiculous. And I'm kidding. Of course she went insane. And before Emily could even get out all that was said, she's on the phone calling Michael, her ex-husband. Am I allowed at Jolie's school? And he's like, of course you are. Vicki's saying I'm not allowed on the premises. So he's like, yes, you have no restriction to be around Jolie anytime, anywhere. And she goes, I know, as she's pouring herself some wine. I mean, it's insane. I can also tell that the scene was set up a little bit because here's the thing. Michael's her ex-husband. I don't imagine they talk all the time or anything. And so for her to call him up and barely even say hello and scream, am I allowed at Jolie's school? Wouldn't your first reaction be, wait, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And then have her explain it and then say, oh, that's crazy. Of course you are. But it's almost like he knew this call was coming and he knew what it was about. Because he just, without question, immediately said, of course you can be at Jolie's school. Wouldn't you even say, why was there a question of that? What's happening? You know? Anyway, I get that the show has to move things along and they cut corners a little bit, but still, you know, I'm kind of a stickler for that thing. Okay, back at Villa 14, Gina says, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap. And Vicki's sitting on the floor and Tamara says, you can't say things like that, Vicki. Just don't say anything anymore. Okay, so now Vicki claims that a year ago when she was getting her hair done, the woman next to her, her daughter goes to school with Jolie, and that's who she heard from that Kelly was not allowed on the premises. And she goes, but I didn't say anything. Tamara's like, you just did. She goes, well, I know, but that was a year ago and I never said anything. First of all, your source is pretty shaky to begin with. And secondly, again, none of your business. Okay, now back in Villa 7, they had ordered some food and they're sitting at the table eating. And Kelly calls Shannon now. And she goes, hey. And Shannon's like, hey. And she goes, yeah, so, and she is calm right now, but she goes, so Emily told me that Vicki said I'm not allowed on my daughter's school campus. Is she insane? Okay, here's where I think Shannon is wrong. Shannon says, well, no, she said it happened a long time ago. And Kelly's starting to go crazy. She's like, what? Is she insane? And now Shannon's trying to get her to calm down. No, Shannon, by you saying, well, she said it was a long time ago, to me, that sounds like you're defending Vicki. If it was never true, I don't think that Kelly is disputing the time frame. I think Shannon should have said, yeah, Kelly, I'm sorry. Vicki was dead wrong for repeating another rumor. And I'm sorry she did that. So Tamara takes the phone from Shannon so that she can tell her, oh, I told her she was wrong for doing that, Kelly. You know, I don't know, to get her brownie points with Kelly. Then Tamara puts the phone in Vicki's hand and she's like, you talk to her. And Kelly's on speakerphone. It is when Kelly is saying, she's a psycho and I can't be around her. Vicki says, Kelly, I'm not a psycho. And then Kelly is like, you are a bleeping psycho, you bleep and bleep, you bleeping pig, and hangs up the phone. So after Kelly hangs up, Vicki goes, are you okay with this, Tamara? You're going to have to pick sides. And Tamara goes, no, I'm not going to pick sides. You started this. Vicki is blaming Emily now. Why would Emily tell her what I said? She's causing problems. Oh, God. How do you not see that you repeated what some lady who was sitting next to you in a salon told you? So anyway, I mean, right now, and I mean just right now, because, you know, it will change. She's a double agent. Right now, Tamara is saying the right things. Tamara said, she's just a messenger. You're the one that spread the rumor. I almost think that Shannon is also blaming Emily. You know, I mean, they have history that could cause Shannon to want to blame her. And also, she's got history with Kelly. So I think she's letting those sort of cloud her judgment. Because if she was really being objective right now, I don't see how she takes Vicki's side in this particular matter. Back in Villa 7, they're talking about it, and Emily's like, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't mean to upset you this much. And they're calming down. They've got Bloody Marys delivered, and they're talking about what they're going to do the rest of the day. And I guess 2 hours earlier, Shannon sent everyone an email because they're going to the beehives. And she said, I need everyone to behave. Fun Shannon. Oh, okay. So, well, Kelly says she's not going to go to the beekeeping thing. Emily and Bronwyn agree that, yeah, she shouldn't be around someone who's, like, attacking her all the time. Also, in the text, Shannon wanted everyone to wear their leggings. Maybe Emily and Bronwyn also thought that, because when they go over to the villa, she goes, you're not wearing your leggings. And then we see that she has gifted everyone with a pair of leggings that has all of their faces on it. It's cute, though. I think it's cute. Okay, so all the ladies, except for Kelly, have arrived at the beekeeping area. And they meet Noel, the beekeeper, who they think is hot, but And Kelly is back at her villa, going for a little skinny dip in the pool. Okay, so they're getting this bee lesson and the honey, and Noel is picking up this thing with all the bees on it, like this tray that pulls out, and he's not wearing gloves or anything. He doesn't have his hood on. And to make things worse, he then picks up a single bee between his thumb and forefinger. I don't know if that's the queen bee or not, because Tamara just said, is there a queen bee? And he goes, yeah, that's kind of important. And then she said, Vicki thinks she's the queen bee. And Vicki goes, I am. And Noel goes, when you understand exactly what the queen bee does, then I don't think you're going to want to be the queen bee. I don't know what he's about to say, but I don't think it's going to matter. Vicki will still want to be the queen bee. Okay, back at the room, Kelly is still swimming, and she FaceTimes Jolie. Kel, don't do that. Don't drag your 12-year-old daughter into this. So Vicki says I can't go to your school. And Jolie's like, yeah, whatever. Just ignore her. She's jealous, or she doesn't have a life. Or why does your 12-year-old have to be the adult that calms you down? It's not cool. Jolie seems mature enough, and she does seem to be able to handle this and handle Kelly, but she shouldn't have to. Let her be a kid. Let her be the one with angst and anxiety and, troubles at school, and let her be the one to come to you and say, my girlfriends won't talk to me, or I like this boy and I don't know if he likes me back. You be there for her. Why does she have to solve your adult problems? I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, after the bee thing, Gina asks Emily to hang back and talk to her. So they're sitting on the benches there, and she apologizes. And Emily said, you said some really hurtful things to me. And Gina said, yes, I said some really hurtful things to a lot of people at this healing retreat. But she does apologize, and Emily lets her know that when Shane was gone while he was studying for the bar, it was really hard, and when he came back, it was really hard. They struggled so much, and that was unexpected. She said that she felt abandoned by Gina. Okay, every once in a while, you guys, Gina comes out with these words of wisdom, really. She really does. I totally understand what she's saying here in this conversation with Emily. She said, I felt like I was getting closer, or maybe I was sharing more things with Shannon and even Tamara, because they had been through what I'm going through now. And Shannon very recently had been through a divorce. And so she said, so maybe I felt more open with them because they could help me through the situation because they had been through it. But whatever my growing friendship is with Shannon and Tamara, it had nothing to do with what was going on with you and I. And I want to be close to you, and I love you, and I want to fix this. So Emily's like, yeah, I want to fix it too, and they hug. Okay, now the ladies are getting ready for dinner, and we're in Villa 7. That's Kelly, Bronwyn, and Emily. And before they go to dinner, Kelly calls Dr. Brian Reagan, and she's like, yeah, we're going to dinner. I have to be with Vicki. And he said, well, just stay calm. She's just trying to rile you up. And she goes, yeah, she's trying to ruin my reputation. Not that I have a reputation, but... And he goes, oh, you do. Choo, 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 choo. Oh, my God. And she goes, oh, yeah. And Bronwyn and Emily are listening because, of course, it's on speakerphone. Why not? Why not talk to your boyfriend on speakerphone? And he said, we all know Kelly doesn't do more than 2 guys at a time. It was kind of funny. Which, you know what? They're having a sense of humor about it. And that's probably the best they can do, honestly, is to kind of laugh it off. In Villa 14, they're getting ready. Vicki's got dark circles under her eyes, and she's like, what procedure do I need to have done now? And Tamara's like, it's not a procedure, it's sleep. You need to sleep. That's why when you guys make fun of me, when you're up till 4 a.m. and I say I need to recover, that's what I'm talking about. Shannon says the only thing that wakes her up again is to have a drink. And back over at Villa 7, Bronwyn and Emily are trying to tell Kelly to just be cool. You do not get into anything with Vicki. And she's like, no, I don't care. She's persona non grata. And they're like, yeah, but don't say that. And she goes, why can't I say that? And Bronwyn's like, just smile and nod. Smile and nod. And she goes, I can't say persona non grata? And they're like, no, smile and nod. And here's Kelly. You got it, Kel. In Villa 14, the 3 of them are sitting down now to have a cocktail. And Gina comes in. I mean, honestly, the more I think about it, because Vicki is still there. So this is a long 24 hours. And they shoved Gina in her own little casita, which I don't think is cool. But also, and you guys, a couple of you pointed out to me that they are calling Gina baby, the baby. What can I put in your bottle, baby? And Gina, she's A-okay with it. But when Bronwyn called her a little sister, oh, no. I am nobody's little sister. When did I become Skipper? Yeah, but these ladies, yeah, she can't even sleep in the same villa. They're putting baby in a corner, and she's fine with it. Side note, guys, they just showed a commercial for Cash Cab. It's going to be on Bravo now, and it's going to be like 5 nights a week. So if you haven't seen it before, it's so good. And it's never been on Bravo. It just got picked up again. But this guy drives around New York City. People think they're just getting into a regular cab. But it's a game show. In the cab, he's really driving them to their destination. But during the time that they get there, they have to answer these trivia questions, and they can win money all along the way. And then once they get to their destination, if they want to risk it all on a bonus question, they can. However, if they get 3 questions wrong, they're out, and he stops the cab wherever along the way, and they have to get out. But I love it so much, and I think it's starting Sunday. Check your local listings. Okay, so the ladies from Villa 7 show up at Villa 14, and they're all together, and they're having cocktails before dinner. I'm not sure what this dinner thing is. Earlier, Gina said that they had to make the dinner themselves, and I can't imagine it going well, but, we'll see. Anyway, Tamra and Emily are trying to start fresh with each other. So Tamra's like, my best friend wants champagne, and they're jokingly calling each other best friend. So in Gina's confessional, she's like, I'm not sure I like this. With Emily and Tamra being best friends, I think I might have to remind them all the bleep they talked about each other before. Wow. That was quite a cackle.
I'm going to have to remind them about all the shit they've talked about each other.
So they are desperately trying to have a good time with each other. And Tamara's like, come on, look, we're toasting to fun. Come on, fun. And she's got her glass up and Vicky's got her glass up. And she's like, come on, you too. And Kelly's just sitting there. Desperately trying to smile and nod. Oh, God. Okay, so I guess the deal is they are going to the restaurant there at the resort called the Cactus Flower, I think, and they're having, I don't know, is it like a cooking class? Maybe. The first thing they're doing is learning how to make like a signature cocktail. And the lady said, okay, you can stand wherever you want, stand next to whoever you want to be next to, which seemed a little weird, but whatever. So Emily said, oh, come on, bestie, you're going to stand next to me. This is my best friend. It is a little bit like Emily's overdoing it. Like, it's okay to joke, oh, we're best friends. I'm going to get my best friend a champagne. But Emily won't stop. And so I don't think Tamra really wants to be your best friend, Emily. You know how like when one person just keeps a joke going long after it's no longer funny? That's kind of what Emily is doing right now. In the confessional, Tamara's like, oh, so this is really happening. So now they have to go make a salad for their first course. And the guy's showing them how to hold these big chef knives and stuff. And in Emily's confessional, she's like, this is a liability. As an attorney, I would tell him, this is not a good combination. Sharp knives with alcohol. You probably shouldn't provide knives to a bunch of crazy bleep holes. That's not easy. I'm doing this for you, YouTube. I'm an angel. Content for everyone. I'm in a little bit of a fight with YouTube right now. They demonetized my video last week. YouTube makes creators jump through so many hoops. And, when you're small and you're trying to start your channel, it is not easy. So, yeah. So I'm going to be extra careful today. And instead of just cutting the volume on the word and actually still saying the word, I think I'm just going to say bleep. And let's see how that goes. Okay, so now one end of the table, Tamara comes up to Kelly and she goes, just so you know, I told Vicki she should not be spreading rumors unless Kelly told you. Like that thing about Jolie's school? Unless she heard it from you, I told her she shouldn't be saying anything. And in Kelly's confessional, I'm so happy that she's on to Tamra. Because she said, you know what? Talk is cheap. Is Tamra really trying to stop Vicki from spreading rumors behind my back? Not really. So I'm at least happy that Kelly is on to Tamra. Because she's a double agent. And her loyalty is to whatever will make a more sensational story. So in a way, Tamra's working for us by stirring the pot. I hadn't thought of it that way because Tamra annoys me so much, but I suppose you could make that argument. I'm so mad at the way this is edited because what Kelly says to her in person is, how can you still be friends with somebody who spreads these rumors that have no validation and says all these disgusting things? I don't subscribe to that. I don't understand it. How can you be friends with someone like that? And Tamara just goes and doesn't say anything, and then we cut away. I wish Bravo would have showed us what she says to that. Because before that, when she's like, I can't be around her and I don't subscribe to that, Tamara's like, I get it. Yeah, I understand. I get it. Meaning, I understand why you don't want to be around her, Kelly. But when Kelly confronted Tamara and said, why do you want to be around someone like that? That's the question I would like answered, and Bravo cuts away. So, I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Okay. I don't really know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Kelly appears to be milking Bronwyn. I think they're trying to figure out if Bronwyn is still lactating. Bronwyn pretty much just whips it out. I'm not sure why. The baby's not there. Oh my God, you guys. All right. Well, some never before seen footage from Vegas. Not good, Kelly Dodd. All right, so Tamara brings this up, so I can only imagine that Tamara already knew what this was because she needed to not have this be a nice dinner. So she first brings up Emily dancing, and Emily said, yeah, I messed up a little. Kelly pointed it out. I mean, yes, Kelly could have been a little bit nicer about it, but Bravo didn't show you doing any of the steps correctly. So if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at Bravo or like yourself for not learning the steps. But that pales in comparison to what I'm about to tell you. Apparently, one of the things that they did for entertainment was go to like a junkyard or something maybe. Have you guys ever seen those rooms where you can go in and smash stuff? They did it on Vanderpump Rules. And you get like a sledgehammer and you can just break things, or you can throw dishes, all kinds of stuff. And you let out your frustrations. Well, this one was, there was a car you could destroy by using like a forklift. You could like drop on it and smash it. Before they smashed the car, they spray painted, or Kelly spray painted, a pig on the hood and then smashed it. And then in the retelling of the story here at the dinner table, Kelly said, I drew a picture of her and then I smashed it. Okay, so nobody is really responding to that. And Kelly's like, so if you asked, so if you really want to know. So finally Tamara goes, so you just smashed her face, huh? And Vicki goes, it's okay. It's because I'm ugly. And everyone's like, no. And then Kelly said, I never said you were ugly. And she goes, well, you said I had a bad facelift. And of course there's a text from Kelly saying that facelift Vicki got really did malfunction. But at the table, Kelly goes, I never said that. I don't think that. I think you're pretty. And Vicki goes, I think you're pretty too. Okay, well, this gets everybody at the table excited because it is the first even fraction of a thaw that anyone could imagine. And so Shannon immediately jumps at it. Oh, yeah, Kelly, you know what? Vicki said that your hair looked really pretty. And Vicki goes, I did. At Tamara's party, I said it looked pretty. And everyone's like, oh. Emily reaches across and grabs Vicki's hand. Don't cry. And then Kelly starts to cry. And she goes, I've never hurt you. It's so disheartening for me to sit here and look at you. You don't know what you've done to me. And then this is so cute. I don't know if you guys remember, because she hasn't done it at all this season, but last season before, I used to say that Kelly was like the best apologizer because it felt so real and sincere to me every time she apologized. I mean, listen, she would turn around and go and do the thing again and have to apologize for the same thing again. But it felt to me like she was really contrite at the time, So that's kind of what's happening right now. This feels so real. She's crying and she said, I know that Slade called you a pig, and that's the only reason I said it, because I wanted to hurt you, but I don't really think that. You guys, it melts my heart. Oh boy, this is not how I thought things were going to go. First of all, I thought this would be the first that Vicki heard of the drawing a pig and smashing her face, because it's the first we heard. Well, it's the first I heard. But, they all know stuff. I'm sure this was just for the cameras, and Vicki probably already knew and is over it. But having Kelly get super vulnerable like that and show her pain and not be angry but be emotional got Vicki all emotional, and Vicki was crying, and then Bronwyn's like, switch places with me to Vicki, because Bronwyn was sitting right next to Kelly. So Vicki comes over, she hugs Kelly hugs her back. Yeah, arms around each other, you guys. Vicki's saying, I surrender, I am so sorry that I hurt your feelings. They talk about how they have a long history together, and they did. You guys, those two were close. Vicki and Kelly were friends when Shannon and Tamra were mad at Vicki. Kelly's the one that had Vicki's back. So I don't know, but they're hugging. And like I said, they're both crying. They're both hugging. It's going on for a long time. And Shannon and Tamra look at each other with a little smile like, it worked. We got them together. Yeah. Tamra, no smiling for you. You did not want this to happen. Shannon, I believe actually wanted them to get back together. But I don't believe you were any part of this, Tamra. Uh-oh. Okay, this might go off the rails. Oh boy. Okay. Well, Vicki keeps saying, I'm done. I surrender. I'm done. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm never going to do that again. And Kelly is still like hurt. So she's not apologizing for anything she did. And, Tamara's like, okay, say you're sorry. You both did things wrong. You're both sorry. But like, she's trying to push, and so is Shannon. They're trying to get Kelly to say, yes, I'm sorry too. And then we're both sorry. We're both like, so that they can get back together. Vicki gets Kelly like up on her feet and still hugging, but Kelly kind of pulls away from her for a second, and she goes, I don't do cocaine. I don't do a trade. Jolie goes to school. I go to Jolie's school. And she's like, okay, I'm done. I surrender. I'm not going to say anything else. And she just keeps saying, but it's really hurtful. But Jolie, you ruined Jolie. And she said, I love Jolie. And she said, yeah, but Jolie hates you now. You ruined her. And everyone's like, oh no. Finally, Kelly says, okay, thank you. I accept your apology. I think just like a switch flipped, and she realized she was ready to be done with it also. So then they all did a toast, and Shannon said, to miracles at Miraval. And the kumbaya does not end there, because as they're walking back to their villa, Gina and Emily are walking hand in hand, and Gina's like, I swear to God, you're my best friends. I would never roll on you. And Emily's like, okay. She goes, but I could get mad at you. And Emily goes, yeah, that's allowed. Okay, so Bronwyn gets in the pool, I think in her underwear. I don't think that's a bathing suit. It's like beige. I don't know. And then Tamra, of course, jumps in topless. I swear to God. Listen, she's got a great body, okay? We all know it now. We've all seen it. I am so tired of staring at Tamra's blurred nipples. Anyway, back in the villa, Shannon's like, all right, well, they're Tamra's got competition now. They're probably going to be getting naked in the pool and, touch each other's breasts and stuff. I guess that's what's going to happen now. At least Shannon knows the drill. Tamara's in the pool. Hey, Vicki! And she's, wiggling her breasts at her. And Vicki's inside going, Tamra, you're a mother and a grandmother. You need to not do that. But that's not the part I really want to talk about. The part I want to talk about is the whole time she's saying that, Vicki is fiddling with the handle to the glass door, which is like hanging by one side, totally broken. And all I'm wondering is, what else did they break in this place? Yet again, the housewives do not get back their security deposit. Okay, so meanwhile, Emily and Gina are in Gina's Casita's hot tub, and they're talking, and Emily's got her bra and underwear on, and Gina is in an actual bathing suit. So then Bronwyn comes and she goes, oh, is that warm? And they're like, yeah, the water's warm. And she goes, can I get in there with you guys? I'm freezing. She goes, I'm sorry, I don't have a bra on. I left it in the other room, whatever. So now she only has underwear on. She gets in. And Gina's like, oh, yeah, it's okay. I'm not a nudie, but yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. Then Tamara comes, and Tamara, of course, doesn't have a bra on. She gets in. In Gina's confessional, she's like, why am I the only person that brought a bathing suit? Good question. So this is interesting because now inside is Vicki, Kelly, and Shannon. And Shannon goes, could you imagine being outside right now and being wet? Because I don't know what time of year this is. I know it's Arizona, but they seem to have been cold the whole time they've been there, right? And they've got like down vests and knit caps, and it looks like it's probably pretty cold. So how they got in the pool, oh my God, I would never, even if it's heated. The hot tub, I mean, that's different. Anyway, Shannon goes, could you imagine being outside and being wet? And Kelly goes, you know what? I'm getting older. Yeah, you're so mature now, Kelly. Okay, the juxtaposition of this is really funny. In the villa now, inside, Kelly, Vicki, and Shannon are talking about how they're all getting older. And you just can't stop it. And Vicki's like, I know, it's crazy. I'm going to be 57. I can't believe it. And Kelly's like, I know, and you just can't stop it from happening. So they're having that conversation. Meanwhile, in the hot tub, the other four are talking about different sexual proclivities, like they're talking about people who are into like stuffed animals and like furries and stuff like that. And then Bronwyn, innocently, she said, yeah, I mean, we're not into anything like that. Maybe a threesome every now and again. Everyone stops in their tracks. Tamara, you've done a threesome or like watched a threesome? So Bronwyn, now knowing that people are shocked, realizes that she shouldn't have said what she just said. So she goes, I'm not going to answer that. And Emily goes, well, you just did. So she said, I mean, not all the time, but like for birthdays or like a special occasion. And she said, Sean and I have been together since we were teenagers. So like for his 40th birthday, someone said, with another girl or another guy? Girl, always a girl, always another girl. So she's like, I feel like I'm really being judged right now. And Emily goes, no, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to like figure it out. So in her confessional, she's like, so what does that look like the next morning? Like, hello, yes, hello. Okay, first of all, that is implying that the third person is spending the whole night, which may not be the case. And, nobody has to do it if they don't want to. I don't think for a second Bronwyn thought that the others would be shocked by that. So I do think she's trying to kind of reel it back in. Okay, so they're getting into the specifics of the threesome. And it looks like next year for Sean's 45th birthday, they're going to be inviting Tamara. Not really, but they are kind of tossing the idea around. In Tamara's confessional, she said, I mean, Bronwyn does have some luscious lips. And that wraps up episode 9. So the way we ended this episode with things being good between Kelly and Vicki and Tamara and Shannon, now I really don't know how things go wrong. I thought it was the bop on the head, coupled with her having a huge feud with Vicki. And those two things right now seem to be resolved. So either they aren't really resolved, which is probably true, or something else happens, which when we're talking about Kelly Dodd is entirely possible. So I guess we're just going to have to stay tuned and find out. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully I behaved myself enough to warrant being monetized. YouTube, please. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. If you haven't already subscribed to Jill Informed, please consider doing so. If you liked this particular video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I will be right back here next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County. See you then. Bye.